Right, so the Sena 10s. This is what you get in the box. You get, and what you get in this kit is actually pretty neat. So you actually get all the things you pretty much need. Setting up one of these is actually pretty self-explanatory. They even give you in the box a nice bit of foam, so you can actually rest your helmet on the foam while you're setting it up. So that's pretty neat. This is the clamp. You also get a sticky clamp as well. I might go with a stick because I think my ridges are too thick on this helmet. Yeah, I've got really thick sidewall for my helmet, so I don't think. Okay, there's one thing they don't include in the pack. I want to put the sticky thing on. They don't include alcohol wipes, so I need to get a bit of spray. Just clean up the area that my helmet's going to be mounted. It's going to be on the left side, somewhere where it's going to stick and be all right. Hello, hello. Oh, there is a click. Cool. Volume up, volume down, click, click. So here's not too bad. Just blow the dot. I'll be hitting it all the time on my. Just below the dot would be good then.
Many months later.
Am I in focus? Test, test. Am I in focus? Sort of. Right, the Sena 10s. Look at that. Now we all know that the Cardio or Pack Talk or Scala Rider, whatever, that is better. But for all the features that it's got, what do you actually want out of a headset? You want battery life, you want to answer the phone, to listen to music or audiobooks or whatever, and that meets all the criteria. So that's why when my Scala Rider G4, yeah, that's quite an old headset, when that finally gave out, I looked into getting one of these, and it's absolutely serviceable. Now, for reference, I ride upright bikes with and without shield screens, and I wear a adventure style helmet. This is a Bell Adventure, is it? Yes, an MX-9 Adventure, and it clips on the side here. As you could see from the previous videos, actually, it's the same helmet a year later. So the bad, there's a slight feel of cheapness, shall we say, with this. The thing I don't like about it, the only thing I really don't like about it, is that the way it clips on and off of the helmet with this little plastic tab. Now, it hasn't broken, and I do take this on and off quite a lot, at least more than once a week to charge or something. And yeah, that's how it's held on. It's not a clip or something like that. It's just this little plastic, and that holds the Sena in place. And it's done the job very, very well, but I can see that over time it possibly would eventually fail, but it hasn't yet. Another downside that I don't really like about this is that it is quite bulbous. That is quite a thick boy. And when you've got that, it's not about the weight. This is really light. All the headsets are really light. You don't really feel the weight. It's just the thickness of it. That's quite a bit of drag. And if you've got a really quiet helmet like a Schuberth's or a Shui GT Air or a Shui Quest, you know, well, it's a bit old now, the Shui Quest, but if you know them helmets, they are quiet. They are, you know, once you click the visor shut, it's so quiet in there. It is, but it's a premium helmet, so you'd expect it to be quiet, but they are so quiet, amazingly lovely quiet. Listen to an audiobook, no wind noise, brilliant. But once you put that on the side of your perfectly aerodynamic helmet, that does actually create a bit of drag, and you do get a bit of wind noise off of it. It's the same way people putting GoPros and stuff on your helmet. You get wind noise off the actual camera itself. But yeah, that will add wind noise. So if you've got a a helmet that's a premium helmet, and it's got like the bit where you can put in the headset and stuff like that, then perhaps go with one of the built-in ones if you're just going to use it as an intercom. But if you haven't got that and you've got a cheap, well, a adventure style lid, and wind noise isn't really a problem because you've got all this peak, you've got all that, you've got all this, you know, it's not really aerodynamic, then it doesn't matter. It's not noticeable, but it would be noticeable on a helmet like that. Control wise, you know, the usual stuff: rotate forward, click, rotate forward, skip music forward, click and rotate back to thing back. That button to answer phone calls, and then this is a programmable button. So there's a button on the back which is a programmable button. Now if I just power mine on, you press and hold the buttons together to power it on, and it syncs to the your phone of choice. And then if I show you, what did I program my button to do? Right, it's connected. Right, so when I press the button, it actually opens up a recording app, and it's actually recording. But what you can do is you can set this is a Bluetooth, an app to record voice, but you can actually click prefer Bluetooth headset, and it will record, the actual from the microphone in the helmet. So what does that sound like? I guess I should give a clip. Now it's not the best quality. I've got to warn you, it's not the best quality. It's not the best. Just put this on. Hello, hello, hello. Right. Now I am recording via the app to the phone, and I'm recording my voice to the telephone, and you can quite clearly hear me talk, and the quality is not very good because this is over Bluetooth. It doesn't matter what headset you're using, over Bluetooth there is a limit to how much you can record. But it is very handy if you so wish to make motovlogs and stuff like that. You can just record it onto your phone. So with my open, it's sort of open face, I usually ride with the visor open and stuff like that, so there's a lot of wind noise coming in, but I've made several phone calls with this and everything's been absolutely fine. Of course that depends on your signal, but over I think 60 miles an hour the wind noise does start to become apparent, and I think they do struggle to start to hear me. I had to like close the thing and put my hand up here to muffle the, to stop the wind noise. And pairing with other riders, I know you can pair this with any Bluetooth device, and I know which button to press, but when I go out for a ride with someone who has another headset, like a Scala or something else, they don't know what button to press. So you have to pair these via Bluetooth, via their universal setting, which means you lose that musical multi-functionality. But it is a way to pair it with any other headset in case you didn't have a Sena. I've paired this a few times with other people's headsets, with other Senas and with other headsets, and it's been fine and it's been serviceable for the most part, apart from one time, or a couple of times actually, with the same person we had some issues, and I don't know what happened there, but yeah, don't know what happened there. Might have been him. As far as it might have been that other user, who knows. Battery life on this, a day and a half ride, so I think about 14 hours battery is like the maximum I've ever got out of this. Depends if you're leaving it on, depending on how loud you have your volume, depending if you're using the radio. It depends on quite a lot of different things, but usually a day and a bit's ride you get out of it. So like 8 hours, maybe 10, the maximum I got is 14, but that was on, but not using it essentially. When using it, yeah, it'll go down to like 11 or something. But yeah, over a day's ride, which is good. Charging up at the back there. There's, after all this time, there's no corrosion or anything inside, so that's been doing quite well. This has been you know, used in all weathers, on, off-road and all that. So, yeah, quite impressed. Because we don't all need the fancy Scala Rider or the Pack Talk Bold, which have a very, very, very high price tag, but they do a lot of things very, very well. But we don't always need that. We just want something a bit more cheaper, but still sounds amazing. And the volume on this, once you disable the safety settings using the app, you can put it to incredibly loud. And like, you just wouldn't want to have it that loud, but it is pretty good that I managed to ride my little Honda Cub with a straight through exhaust all the way down to St Ives for the Wild West Rally the other year, and I had earplugs in because the exhaust was so loud, because it's a straight through drain pipe, and I was able to listen to music with this dialed quite relatively high to get through the thing. But yeah, I just had to get rid of that drone of the exhaust after all that time. But yeah, that fantastic. I mean, there's a lot of cheap, nasty Bluetooth headsets out there, but this, I think, is that nice middle ground. And I think if you want to do the basic thing, talk to one other rider maybe, very rarely, but just have that option there available. Answer the phone, listen to music or audiobooks. The sound quality on this is absolutely fine. Absolutely serviceable. Actually, way better than my Scala Rider G4, but the Scala Rider G4, I don't know how old that is now. That's over 10-year-old technology at this point. Yeah, like I said, I've been using it for just over a year. Have used it loads. Every time I go out for a ride, it's switched on essentially. I usually charge it once a week on my regular usage, and then if I'm out on a big ride, once a day at the end of the day. I just plug it in. Anyway, that's my review of the Sena. Hope you enjoyed. You can see that it's been through a few scrapes and scratches, and it still works now. Anyway, so yeah, if you like that, whatever, like, comment, whatever, and I'll catch you next video. Ciao.